Above Average, back with another car video on my way to locals this time. Today's topic is net decking and the pros and cons of net decking. Now, across various locals that I've been to, events that I attend, speaking with people, there are a lot of people that just don't care. They don't care about sitting there and wasting time and deck building and thinking of theories and stuff. They'd rather just take something that works. They know it's been, statistically proven to work, and just copy that and play. That's totally fine. I think that's a good thing. I think people should net deck, especially if they want to learn a deck, right? If you're picking up a deck for the first time, it wouldn't be wise to just start implementing your own ideas into it and testing it out at like a regional or above, I think it's better to net deck, take what works, and even if you don't understand it that well, play it, and then maybe you'll see what that player that did well with the list was doing at their event. So now there are a lot of pros, right? The main one obviously being that it works, right? It's been tested heavily in very high caliber play. It works. Now the disadvantages is that you're playing basically what everyone else is prepared for. Now we've seen this in the past with they're cleaning up all the leaves. We've seen this in the past, probably almost every event. It's actually kind of rare that the known list ends up winning a YCS or winning a whole event. It's usually sure, it might be the same deck, but the utility cards are completely different. There's a floodgate strategy added in, like how they did the Ibli. I think Chris LeBlanc, he just added Ibli to his Tearlament deck and then took everyone by surprise and destroyed everyone. Right, then people start net decking that deck, right? And then there's this cycle that sure, you're gonna net deck that deck, you might do well at locals or semi-decent at an event, but the player that innovates is gonna be the player that wins. That's usually how that happens, since deck building is the most important thing in Yu-Gi-Oh. Second would be probably gameplay. Now, I don't want to say that it's incorrect to net deck or it's bad, but I would do it, and I do it to a certain level, right? Once I start learning a deck, I'll look up on YouTube, let's say Burning Abyss deck profile, right? And I'll see the deck that did really well. I'll see a couple of lists that did really, really well, and then I'll try to combine the ideas, or just cherry pick what I like the most from this deck profile, what I like the most from this deck profile, and put it together. But that's still kind of net decking in my opinion. And then try that, figure out the deck, how it works and whatever, and then I'll start exploring with other cards, seeing what else I could play, maybe try to make it better, maybe try to cover the mirror match, maybe play certain tech cards, and stuff like that. And I think that's what really gives you the edge and helps you not only perform better in tournaments, but as well as give you the edge over people playing the same deck. Which, if you're playing the best deck in the room, let's say you're playing one of the top 3 decks or top 2 decks in the room, making your list able to handle the mirror match with certain tech cards that people are not prepared for is how you win events. So that's my little rant on the pros and cons of net decking, and I hate when people look down upon, oh, you're just net decking, you're using his list. That's not a bad thing. I think that's a very good thing, but it could only take you so far, and the format always adapts. There's new decks every freaking month, every 2 weeks. There's a new deck in the room. There's new tech cards that are gonna start being good. Everything rotates. So a deck that was the best deck a month ago doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna be the best deck in a month after. So yeah.